Okay, this is session 2 of Blaze in the Dark, Scum and Villainy. We're continuing from last session where, well, you guys, why don't you guys tell me what happened the last session? What's to tell me? Obviously not Brian, because he wasn't here.
Okay, we started in the prison canteen where we'd all been arrested for crimes we may or may not have committed. Maybe one of us did, but most of us hadn't. We enacted an escape plan that involved setting off an alarm by one method or another. We never quite established what that was. Disabling various drones, hacking the computer system to capture or lock the guards in various corridors, and then escaped with quite a nice ship. We then evaded a space patrol, and you'll have to remind me which planet we went to.
I believe it was Nightfall that you went to at the end of the session.
Yeah, and we settled on Nightfall, where we hopefully have evaded capture. We'll see.
Oh, you have evaded capture for now. I think where we last left off, the downtime portion of the downtime phase. So let's see what everybody gets up to during their downtime. Declan, Donna's character already did his before he left last week, so it's just you guys.
Okay.
Let's start with Gaius.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to do something about this stress. So let's see about my vice. And my vice is mixing with nobles and blending in. So I'm going to imagine that somewhere on this city there have got to be some nobles. I will try and blend into a noble masquerade party and spend the evening drinking with the nobles without them realizing that there is a rebel and ruffian in their midst. Get as close as I can to them, talk to them about noble matters, and try it on effectively, and pretend I'm one of them.
So let me just see. I want to make sure that Nightfall isn't like just the hive of Scum and Villainy, which would probably mean not so much on the noble front, but I'm sure like maybe they have a gambling den or something that, you know, there's going to be some nobles there that hang out for the thrill of being in a dive.
Oh, that sounds quite interesting too. Yeah, I could go with that.
Actually, yeah, let's just go with that.
Okay, so I'm descending on this back alley gambling place that has a few nobles. I will venture in as one of the nobles and do my very best to blend in with them and to spend the night drinking and talking with them as one of their own. I believe I've got a bonus die because we left our symbol last session.
Yes.
So let's give it a go.
Not overindulge.
I don't think I can because our special ability says I can't. I would have, but I believe our special ability prevents that if we left our symbol.
Yeah.
Okay, so that clears all my stress.
Okay, so while you're there, you could maybe, if you want to make a roll to see if you pick up on any interesting gossip.
Okay, what sort of roll is this? Fortune roll?
For this, I would say probably. Well, I mean, you tell me. I don't tell you what action roll.
I guess I'm consorting with nobles. I'm chatting with them. It's probably a consort roll, unless it's fortune roll. So I'll make a consort roll. What is it? Is it risky, controlled, desperate?
controlled standard effect.
No bonus dice. What did I get? A 6. Not bad.
So while you're there, you hear a couple, one of the nobles talking about. So did you hear that the church has taken these blasted cults?
The church? No, tell me more. This sounds interesting.
Yes. Apparently, they crashed one of their secret places of worship and confiscated a good deal of artifacts from them.
Well, it sounds like the sort of thing the church would do. This cult, were they local? On nightfall? Sorry, midnight or whatever that was.
I didn't really pay attention much to that part.
Yeah. And presumably the church must be stockpiling these things. That's quite interesting. Pass the wine.
They have to make sure that they're safe for public consumption. Or
yes, interesting. Yeah, I'll fill his goblet in the hope that he will continue talking and tell me more about this. But
he blathers on for a bit more, but it doesn't sound like he. It's a story that he heard, but he doesn't know a lot of detail about it.
Okay.
He just likes to knowledgeness. So
okay. Right. Do you want to go on to the others while I think about how I'm going to use my second downtime?
Zokar.
Mine downtime actions are actually quite simple. I think at first, do we have an idea how we want to introduce Kratos?
No, but if you have a thought in that direction, I'd appreciate it.
Christian suggested that maybe as I'll be fixing the ship and buying some supplies, maybe I can buy it from him, and unless you want to introduce him as a part of the score of the job, but that will be one of the options that I can meet him, buy some parts from him, maybe we will chat, and I will invite him to join our little crazy party.
I was just thinking, as you said, Ryan, that you were quite interested to put some extra money in your own pocket. So that would be sort of a maybe.
It's motivational.
Yeah, not sure if Zokar can offer you money. He would most likely say that you will destroy some blasphemous hegemony or acquire some artifacts, but maybe artifacts I can sell them. Maybe that will be something interesting for you. So yeah. So yeah, I think to go this direction, Zokar, who you can see at my picture, is of the UTR race, predator race. They are beings created by the precursors as a genetic experiment to create a race that is very well in manipulating the way. They have other problems with dealing with drugs, but I think I will fly on drugs after I brought you to our ship. So first off, I would just like depart the ship and go to some part of town where they are selling like ship parts, and I will be probably trying to buy something to fix our engines. So pardon me, I don't know very much technical vocabulary. I imagine some like turbines, engine parts, cable, something like that.
Yeah, specifically the engine that was busted up during your last encounter. So something along the lines of like maybe or turbine or something along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really curious, Kratos. What would have caught my attention? Were you just like selling stuff on the street? Were you just like whispering to people that you can sell them what they need? Like why would I make a deal with you to buy some cheap parts?
Yeah, I see. I'm actually my stand. I have a little stand out there, and I'm actually selling knickknacks and you know, different types of mostly legal things. But folks that know me know that I usually have a few extra parts that are you know, somewhat on the down low. So if you're directed to me, and I can, you know, you don't look like a cop. You look.
Yeah.
You look really scary, honestly. I feel like I just want to sell you whatever you want.
Yeah. So basically, as you are standing there on your stand, you see me like approach. I'm probably without mask, so I'm really ugly with this like mouth that opens in various directions. I don't speak space English, so whenever Zokor speaks, it's like this predator language, like. And like your internal translator just puts you like on a subtitles at the bottom of your vision.
Nice. Okay.
So like
it's more like a gut roll series of clicks and pops.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm not a voice actor, although I heard someone being able to do these predator voices. I'm not one of them. So yeah, I would just like approach you and just stand there and say, I was said you might have some parts to sell me. I need turbine, Z25, and some cables to it.
We'll go by Star Wars logic and say that everybody understands different languages, apparently. So
okay, yeah. Well, yeah. My my handheld quickly translates your needs to me. Do I, Robert? Do I have these parts?
he's going to spend the cred for it, so I'd say yes.
Okay, I've got them, and I would be happy to give them to the scariest creature that I've seen today.
Oh, I'm not as scary as I look. Just, I think I'm a friendly person.
Well, that's good. Yeah, and in fact, I mean, I'm looking to make a few extra bucks here. So if you know anybody else with similar needs, you know, I always feel broke.
Well, that was the last of the money I had. But we will be probably heading out soon to make some trouble and earn some good paycheck. Can't promise you much, but if you do your work, we could use another crew member on our ship.
Ooh, and leave all this behind? And I wave to my poorly stocked shelves. Yes, I'm on board. Count me in.
Very well.
What's the name of the ship?
It doesn't have one yet.
Oh,
we just acquired it.
I see. Well, it's terrible luck. You got to name it soon.
Meanwhile, I'm probably painting over the old name.
So yeah, let's get the turbine, and I will.
To the point that it says rake with like.
Rake.
Let's get the turbine, and you will meet the rest of the crew.
Okay, sounds great.
So I guess that's one of my item action that requires me to spend a cred. So I'm completely broke. And as we are like carrying this turbine probably in some box, Zokar would ask you, so Kratos, where could one such as me find some medicaments to help me relax and meditate and block all of those noises I hear in my head? Any places you can recommend?
Well, my personal thing is virtual reality world, but you can get both kinds of relaxations, mine and yours, at Crazy Akbar's.
Crazy Akbar's.
Yeah. He also has great deals on car parts. So it's kind of a 3-for-1.
Well, we do have a shuttle but it seems to be of good shape so far. So yeah, I'll probably like bring you to our ship so you can have a nice introduction with other characters, and I will just like mount this part, and then went on to hit the Akbar's
Crazy
bar?
Akbars.
Crazy Akbar's
His Emporium. Yeah.
Crazy Akbar's Emporium, because Zokar's vice is stupor. He just takes drugs until he's so high that it blocks the way talking to him. So I imagine like 1 or 2 days will be spent on meditation and relaxation while feeling very high.
I see.
So yeah, that will be my second action. Indulge vice with 1 bonus die. And a good result
So
over here.
Akbar, wait, you get into the I'm assuming Crazy Akbar's is like a club sort of scene.
Yeah, like a kind of a combination club, retail establishment, opium den.
Yeah. So and Akbar is he's manning the the counter. He's got a sort of breather with bubble, within it, which burbles away when he. And he said, "You go up to him. You for where's the where can I get
Robert, you are slightly breaking off for me. I'm not sure if others can hear you well.
For me too, yeah. Can you please repeat?
Can I ask you guys during this brief downtime how it is that you're actually rolling the dice? Are you using the character sheets?
Yeah, yes. Basically, if you press anything like helm or scramble, it will open a pop-up for you to choose like position, effect, and then input any bonus dice, and then you just whatever stress or experience you just mark on those places with things to mark them.
Yeah, so
cool. So each element on the character sheet is actually a shortcut to the dice roller.
Perfect, thank you.
So
that's right. Yeah.
Indulge vice or
was that my test roll?
Yes, Robert.
Crazy Akbar is sort of amphibian-looking guy. He's got sort of big bug-ish eyes and fins. He's got some sort of breather mask over the lower part of his face, which has some sort of liquid in the front of it, which just sort of burbles away when he's speaking to you.
Yeah,
some
so
sort of speaker that translates his words into common.
Yeah, so I would probably like approach him and just like without really making much of a chit chat, just I'm here for some Black Lotus and Black Verbal tea. Can you hit me up with this?
A burbling sound. That's basically asks you to pay that much. The creds on the counter. You don't actually have to mark this off. This is like inconsequential spending.
Mm-hmm.
And then he puts you through to the back room, where there's sort of like there's beds with some of them have like headsets on them, the VR that forget the Critus was mentioning earlier. And then there's other bits that have like the smoking apparatus for Black Lotus, where you can lie down and indulge there.
Yeah, so I imagine some of the benches, seats, couches are occupied by people already relaxing. I just like pick one that is free and spend some quality time over there.
So let's go to Christian and then back. Actually, we'll do Brian as well. Here. Christian, you want to go first, or you want to let Brian go first?
Go ahead.
You want to go first, Brian?
No, please go ahead.
All right. Okay. Cool. I'm survivor of undercover scientific experiments, and also soldier that has been friends have escaped from both facilities and from guerrilla communities that he joined a number of years ago. So he has just spotted freedom, and now he wants to try to recruit new members to fight the hegemony. So during my free time, during evenings, and whenever we have some time over, I sort of recruit shooting ranges and bars and try to fraternize with people that seem to have a little bit too much of the hegemony's laws and so on. So basically trying to spread out my contact, get into contact with people that share my same wishes, and this is part of my vice. So I feel this is a part of my obligation to do this shortly.
Okay. You're indulging a vice and doing a long-term project. Is that what?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Sounds good. What do I roll when I?
So
how many dice?
For the you roll. Let me just see. I just remind myself. Where's the rules reference?
You are rolling for indulge vice or for long-term project?
So you roll your lowest attribute.
My lowest attribute.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1.
Mm-hmm.
There's a button like indulge vice, and you just put like one extra dice, and it will choose the lowest one for you. Wow. Cool.
Neat.
All right.
That makes me clear my stress also. So I guess that feels really good, reaching out to people in the same situation that has been abused by the hegemony. How do you pronounce that? Hegemony.
I just say hegemony. They have a different pronunciation in the book.
All right. So I can tick off my accumulated stress then. I have 4 stress now from last session. So I guess that means that I have 0 now. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And luckily you can't overindulge.
Like, what does that mean?
Like if you roll, usually when you roll to indulge your vice, if you roll more than you have,
Mm-hmm.
if you roll higher than your amount of stress,
mm-hmm.
then you've overindulged.
To the highest die. Oh, I thought it was the lowest. All right, so I have overindulged. Okay.
Because we have a special ability in the ship that means you left your mark at the job. Nobody overindulges from it.
Sorry, what was that?
So because you left your mark at the last job,
Mhm.
You can't overindulge and a benefit to it. I can't remember.
All right. So what happens
Gain
when I
plus-
overindulge an obligation?
You get +1 dice device, which you don't need. But
Robert, you're still breaking off a little bit for me. Can you, like, I don't know, maybe lower the video quality? I'm not sure if it's your mic or internet net connection.
how's that?
Sounds good.
For now, sounds good.
Okay. So anyway, as for the long-term project, let's think. What are we thinking of? What would you be getting out of this, mechanically speaking? Be getting a gang out of it or something?
Yeah, exactly, a gang, like a bunch of let's see, a gang of mercenaries that are looking for a leader. Maybe I'm not looking for a leader role, but I'm like focusing on a group that needs a leader, so that we maybe can employ them as an employer and use them for that purpose.
Okay, so
Does that make sense?
8 o'clock. Which would be too difficult. But let's see, long-term projects. Yeah, let's just call it 8 o'clock. So you roll an action. So basically, you're trying to sway them, I think, is what you're...
Yeah, that sounds good. Maybe let's see now. What's the difference between command and sway? Command is more like scaring them, right?
Not necessarily scaring them, but it's more like you're using force of personality, like being charming, charismatic personality, and just being like very.
Okay, now I know. Now I know what to do.
Military type person.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna use command instead of sway. I'm not gonna sort of talk nice to them. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna, I'm gonna present myself as a badass soldier, and if they want to find jobs worthy of fighters like myself, they could maybe come join us, but only if they prove themselves, and I decide that. So I'm like doing it sort of a harsher command thing to get their attention. Maybe it can backfire and they could see me as a threat, but I'll take that risk. I guess that's more into nature with myself as a muscle and previous soldier as well.
Okay. So I'm going to put a clock in your character sheet here. Merc gang recruitment.
Yeah.
And if you could just roll command to see how far along you get with that.
Yep. So I click on command, right? And then I position myself as...
Don't worry about position.
Okay. But I
just say just say control standard.
Control, yeah. No bonus die?
No.
Cool.
So that gives you 3 ticks in the clock.
Nice.
Yeah, you you impressed them with your just wait, you could roleplay it, but
Yeah. Well, like imagine
basically
like
they
I'm
are
going
impressed. They are
sorry.
with you, but they don't, like you just got out. They haven't heard much about anything you've done recently,
No.
so they're not on board with you yet. But they'll be keeping an eye out on you, and maybe back later with more reputation.
I make my pitch very simple. Like I'm not bragging about my reputation or anything like that. I'm just claiming like being a prisoner for years, being grown up in a lab, being bred for war. So if you want to fight the hegemony like us, stay here, keep your eyes open, and we'll get back to you. Like more that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, like, you're not the first guy that's just got out of jail and is like, I want to get a gang together and
no, of course not.
So it's not something.
But I see this as a long-term project. It's nothing. I don't stress them.
Yeah.
If someone comes up and like tries to put me off, I'm like, yeah, whatever. You can go your own way. I don't care. I'm playing cool.
Okay. So, Brian or Declan?
Go ahead, Declan.
You're muted, Declan.
That any better?
Yeah.
That's you.
Okay, I've got a good idea now. I'm going to. This is actually training, but I'm going to go and find schematics for the ship that we have acquired, probably a library or something, and start studying them. Study the engines and the layout of the ship, and try and understand what the thing is actually like. I'm viewing this as insight training.
What information would you desire?
Any schematics about it. I want to understand how the thing works.
My name is forgot her name actually. I said it at the start of the game as well.
The audio's cut out for me.
Aria.
Oh, Aria. Ah, yes. Aria, you must have some schematics, some diagrams, something I can follow.
Okay. She starts bringing up holographic images of different floor plans of the ship, and
Stop. Zoom in on that. That's interesting. I will, now that I understand that Aria has full schematics, I'll start studying them. And I'll spend a few hours doing that.
Okay.
I've also got an extra downtime action based on my air of respectability. So this is going to be interesting. After I've studied the schematics, I'm going to go and try and acquire a device to look for bugs or trackers on the ship, which will be an acquire asset. This ain't going to go well. I've not got a lot of dice on it.
Well, it might go better than none, because you are rolling your consort on this planet. Otherwise, you would be rolling 0 dice.
Sorry, because I'm what on this planet?
on Nightfall, there is an annotation that a center of culture in the system and here is about and acquire assets with consort instead of crew quality while on Nightfall.
That is a huge difference. Okay. So instead of rolling 0 dice, I'm actually rolling 2.
Am I reading this right, Robert? That these are just bonuses of every planet?
I'm pretty sure that's the something that it says in there, but I haven't. I forgot about the planet-specific stuff.
Yeah, involve a contact and you get an extra die even.
My contact is a doctor. Probably not the best contact. However, Ada Black, our entertainer, would know all about communication stuff and anything to do with cameras. So I'll try and track down Ada to assist.
Okay. Right. So you make a call on the Ansible network. Probably bouncing it off a few relays to make sure that it isn't traced or anything. And eventually you get a reply from Ada. Is like, I'm going to assume it's like a recorded, you send a recorded message, and then after it reaches them, they send a recorded message back to you because she's in a different system, and there isn't like instantaneous communication between systems.
Okay.
So she sends a reply. Does she refer to you as Vandal or as Gaius?
Gaius. We were close, so Gaius.
So, hey Gaius, got your message. I don't know much about the tech side of stuff myself, but I asked one of the techies that handles stuff at the show, and I've attached some information that should be of use to you.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, I'll say pen a response. Ada, that's absolutely fantastic. Remind me, well, don't remind me, but next time I'm in the system, I'll look you up and I'll make this worth your while. Thank you very much. And I'll send that message. Right, so this should be good. 3 dice, 6. For finding this tool for checking if our ship is bugged or being tracked by a tracker of some description.
6. So 6 craft acquire asset, right? So to 6 you get fine quality.
Cool. In that case, I'll bring it back to the ship and hope our engineer knows what to do with it.
Okay. Let's see what Krytos gets up to.
Well, I don't have any stress right now, right?
No, you don't have stress.
In that case, I'll do a little bit of a study on something that I saw. I think Pavel was talking about it in the chat that I very quickly perused. We don't have to do it, but I'll look into what I've heard about a particularly successful and powerful scientist who is tired of working for the hegemony and doing their bidding, and wants to get out and actually fight the hegemony. So I understand he's being.
Sorry, you cut out there. And you're still cut out.
Better?
Yeah, that's you back.
I muted myself. I didn't realize I had a mute button on my string. Okay. So anyhow, so this scientist, from what I understand, is going to be traveling to a conference on a civilian starship liner with his hegemony guards and various security measures in place to make sure he doesn't defect. I'd like to find out all the details I can on his trip. You know, any kind of basic information I can get as far as what ship he'll be, on, and where he'll be going, that kind of thing.
I mean, I don't know if that's coming under acquiring asset, like you're acquiring information. It's really more like gathering. It's really more of a gather information role. It's not really a downtime thing.
Oh, it's more of a different phase type thing.
Yeah, it's like the sort of if you would do as a prelude to starting a job.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see here. I don't know. I'm open to ideas.
So you can't indulge vice because you don't have any stress. You don't need to recover anything. You could start a long-term project if you have any ideas about a project that you could start.
Oh, okay, sure.
Let's acquire asset. Sorry.
I can also drop on information
for a long-term project.
I just wanted to suggest that if we discuss what will be our next score, maybe I forgot the character name again. Maybe Kratos can acquire asset for something that we might think as useful for the next job.
Yeah, or potentially craft something. I don't know what your rigging skill is like, but potentially craft something.
Yeah, but we'll discuss our next job then.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, let's do that then. What do you guys think?
I really like the idea of the scientist on the liner with the bodyguards. I think that's a great idea.
Me too.
Okay. So what you're saying is you want to wait until you've started planning before you use the downtime.
I guess I can't really do that. Maybe I'll just try to acquire like some. Can I try to acquire?
Could you acquire tickets for the liner so that we can actually travel as passengers?
Would that work, or is that still considered sort of planning?
It's like you're doing pre-work for in preparation for a job that you want to do. I don't think that's against the rules. It's if you were actually in the planning phase and you decide to, I still haven't used my downtime. You can't do that.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'll see about getting us some discount tickets.
Presumably, if you roll really badly, we're in steerage, and if you roll really well, we've got first class tickets.
Hopefully, there isn't a what do they call that in Traveler, where they freeze you like popsicles and put you in.
It's difficult to do a heist when you're frozen solid.
Yeah. It's called the Roll Passage, I believe, and it's not the best way to travel. Like you could actually die in transit that way.
Sorry, I broke up there. Lost you.
Stupid.
Oh, it could be on my end too.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, it's called the Low Passage in Traveler.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And there's a chance that you don't wake up in the other end. So
right, we don't want that.
Apparently, it's a consort role on this planet to acquire assets.
Well, it was a consort role. It depends on Actually, is it you get a +1 for it? Let me just get that the planet thing up. Nightfall.
Yes.
Nightfall. Yeah. So when you acquire assets, roll with consort instead of crew quality.
Which is good because our crew quality is 0, so consort can't be worse.
Well, I don't have any points in consort,
So it's the same.
So it's
Okay.
pretty bad. Yeah. Okay. So consort. Is this controlled?
It should be of crew quality. So on the fire drake sheet, crew is near the top left.
But you can roll consort. And
oh yes, you can roll consort. Yeah, just roll consort. Yeah.
If you can think of a way to involve one of our ship contacts or one of your own contacts, you can get a +1 dice. You will be rolling at least 1 die.
That's true. Or if one of us assists, all it requires is one of us to come along and say,
"Oh, yeah."
Have you met me yet? It might be a good chance for you to meet me.
Gaius, I'm glad to meet you. Let's get some tickets.
Okay. Yeah, I happen to know where the ticket booth is on this planet.
Perfect.
And if we're lucky, there's a very nice lady called Melanie who might be able to assist us.
Even better.
Is that enough for a bonus dice?
Yep.
Okay, so sort with the bonus dice.
All right. So it's asking me for the input value. Is this controlled then? Does it?
It's controlled standard +1 dice.
All right. Outstanding. Come on.
5.
Okay, so you get, in that case, you get basically standard passage.
Excellent.
It's like you don't get any first class seats, or at least you don't get any of the.
Ooh, is it worth us spending a credit from our vault to get a tier up? We've only got 2 credits left, guys. Is it worth spending a cred?
Do we have any personal creds, or is it only group cred?
I think we shoved it all in the vault at the end of, in the fire drake at the end of the last session.
We got 1 each. I am noted 1 credit here each, and then we had some a shared pool, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if I started with a cred, I'm happy to use it.
We return all the credits
as a character.
Sorry,
what was that?
I believe that we got like 4 credits for the job. We paid. I'm not sure if we paid the ship upkeep.
We did. So we had 4. We spent 2 on the upkeep, which left 2 in the ship vault.
I spent 1 for repairs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we've got 1 in the ship vault.
No, because we didn't use 1 from the start. So we have 2 in the vault, but nobody should have anything on their character sheet because we dropped everything in the ship's vault.
All right. So okay, then I'll delete my hair. All right.
So we have 2 credits to our name. Do we spend 1 to get first class tickets?
It will be
if there's there's any if as characters, if you start with any cred,
we shouldn't.
I think only crew starts with. I think only crew starts with 2 credits. Well, definitely getting the first class tickets could count as a bonus to engagement, as we will have access to more ship areas, especially, and I'm pretty sure that anyone high up in hegemony will be flying as first class. So
true.
So I think it might be worthwhile to spend this cred.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, I'll remove 1 of our creds.
All right.
Okay, so we've upped the value of our tickets.
So you're
that gets us free unlimited virtual reality headset time, right? When you're in first class. just checking. I mean, it probably won't come up, but
Probably. Sounds like the sort of thing you have in futuristic first class.
I'm just hoping if we've got all ink tickets, I'm just hoping nobody's got a vice involving alcohol or anything like that.
yeah, right. Well, there's going to be a lot of distractions. We've got to stay focused. That's the only thing. Yeah.
All right. So I think that's everybody got their downtime sorted, yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
I mean, you do still have one downtime action that you haven't used, I think. Is that everybody gets 2.
Oh.
Use it for training. If you've no other ideas, it's worth spending it on training.
Yeah, sure. How does that work?
On your character sheet, just open mine. You have a number of boxes you could tick. You could tick your insight box, your prowess, or your resolve, or the one which gets you playbook advancements. And each of those has a bar with which you're filling with XP to the right of it.
Okay.
So you pick one of those where you would like to drop your XP. Your insight leads towards sort of technical skills and knowledge-based skills. Your prowess is towards your physical skills, and your resolve is towards your social skills. And then your playbook advances moves you towards getting additional special abilities. So just
all right.
tick
I'll
one
take
of the
one
boxes.
then. Yeah. Perfect.
Gets you that 1 point closer to actually being to leveling up a skill.
Cool. All right.
All right.
Yeah, let's
So now we get into the score part of the session. If you guys are, unless you guys have anything else you want to do before you start that.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Let's do it.
What's what the mission is here? You've got a scientist that's on board the. What's a good name for a cruise ship?
The Stellar Princess.
Yeah.
This Stellar Princess. It is it he wants to defect? Is that what was?
I picked something from the list for our ship, and it says a hegemony bureaucrat with incriminating info wants to defect, but needs help getting out. I think we can phrase it however we want.
Yeah,
I like it.
Then how did you find out about this job? Like who pointed you towards it?
I could have intercepted a conversation in a bar between mercs, something that has heard that he has a price on his head.
Okay.
Suggestion? Or should we try another approach?
I think if he wants to defect, they might know. They might like maybe someone is suspecting him, and maybe you heard that one faction plans to assassinate him before he gets to defect. So we are kind of on a clock because maybe there are assassins on the boat, on the ship as well, closing on him.
Oh, man, whose side are you on here, Pavel? Yeah.
So that's, maybe that's something that that Vandal picked up in the casino. Like,
okay.
Somebody was a bit too open about their knowledge about this
What I actually heard is that he's on his way to some symposium, and they don't want him to talk. Somebody doesn't want him to give that presentation. So, yeah.
Cool. So what does he research? Was he a researcher or scientist? Yeah.
I think he's probably a researcher of the precursor artifacts.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds very good.
Yeah.
All right. So you have a way on board the cruise ship. You've got tickets. What's your approach going to be to this?
Well, let's tell Arya to trail the ship at a sensible distance.
Okay. So what I mean is like to start a score. What you do is you pick a type of plan that you want to use.
Should we try and blend in and go with the social approach, or do you want to go with the stealth approach?
I think social would work if it's a large staff.
Yeah.
What was it? Staff cruiser? What do you call
it? Pleasure cruise.
Pleasure cruise. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So it's sort of is it a luxury yacht or is it more of a cruise ship, like one of those?
I think it sounds to me like it's one of the like the space equivalent of like a QE2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'll try and meet him in the casino. I'm sure that he will go to the casino at some point, and we can do the social thing. I can try and talk to him, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
We'll also need to. Do we need to worry about getting our weapons on board, our equipment?
This is all the sort of thing that you would deal with maybe in a flashback.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool.
Basically, what we do is
right?
you establish a plan. You establish a type of plan. A detail for that plan, like in this case, the social connection you use to get get into the same space as him, and then from there you pick a load, and then we roll an engagement roll to see how things are going as we start the score.
Okay.
So you basically you do the roll, and then we start in media res from the position indicated by the roll.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay. I think I'm probably light load.
Me too.
Yeah, I totally imagine that. I totally imagine that maybe Vandal came out on like Zokar, packing all the heat, like armor blasters, and then no. Just leave this. Yeah, leave this one as well.
Yeah. So for a social type of plan, you need the detail would be a social connection, somebody who can make an introduction or can get you in the same space as this guy. So what's that connection?
Could you please repeat that last part, Rob?
So for a social plan, the detail that you need is a social connection that can give you an introduction to this guy or get you into the same space with him.
We know a guy called Drago. He's one of the croupiers in the casino on the ship. He's got a criminal record. The casino don't know that, which gives us the blackmail opportunity to persuade him to let us in.
Cool.
Okay. Nice.
All right. So now let's go through the engagement roll. So is this operation particularly bold or daring?
Yes, it is.
I like it. Yeah, I think it fits.
Okay, so you get +1 die for that. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
Don't think any of mine can. I can't see a doctor being a lot of use on here.
I'm thinking maybe Zokar knows Higgs, a mystic goods supplier, and we said that this is a researcher of the precursor artifacts. So maybe Higgs can provide me with a very recently discovered an artifact that we can use to maybe, I don't know, lure the doctor into some secret room or get him in without telling him that, hey, we want to extract you, just lure him and take him by force or something like that. So I think he can supply me with an item to get an interest of the target, if that would be of a value. Not really. Okay, no problem.
Maybe I know somebody from my law enforcement or military days who's gone into.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Like maybe you have like a precursor artifact that him being an expert, you want to use as a lure to say, here's something interesting. Would you like to talk about it? Okay, yeah, I'll say yeah, sure.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
And then the next one is the plan detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest. I mean, not specifically, I don't think.
But the point is that we do have like first class tickets, so we are allowed to venture into almost all the areas that the target does, and nobody will question us on legal basis.
I think that probably comes into the last question of anything else.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll give you +1 die for that. He's not a lower tier target. So is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
I think it could be.
Could be. There's a lot of.
We have no easy escape because our ship is not here. So I think that probably means it's contingent on.
Yeah, and we also don't know the full opposition.
Yeah, none of us have been here before, and we just heard of it. Yes, definitely.
Can our ship has an AI, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can it follow?
It's what we're going to ask it to do, but it's not as good as a player.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things that one of the reasons that you wanted it in the first place was so that, like, if everybody was on a mission, the ride could like self navigate. So,
I have a suggestion. Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, it's definitely not as good as a human pilot would be.
Gotcha.
I have
too many safeties.
I have a suggestion for extraction. Have we come to that part, or do we?
No. Okay. So at the moment, this is just like setting up the. This is setting up the situation that you're going to be in at the start, and then from there you can negotiate your way to an extraction in play. So. So is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations?
I think it should be as hard for them as for us, because they don't know what potential adversaries are out there, right?
Yeah, I mean they've got bodyguards, which might count as
sure, but they don't know.
I don't think that's special defenses. I think that's just standard defenses.
Standard. And are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? Yes. So
we are down to
you're
2
at
dice.
1 dice. You're at 1 dice.
Who wants to roll?
Not me. I'm terribly unlucky.
Okay, I'll roll.
Yeah.
We get tickets, contacts, and particularly daring, and then -2 dice. So we should be at +1 die.
Daring +1. Friends or contacts. I think we said no.
Okay.
Detail. Expose a vulnerability at target.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
one die only.
I will
let's
roll
go.
1 die. There we go. Oh, hang on. That didn't work. Submit. Number of dice. 1. Submit. What do we get? A 4.
Whew.
Okay.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
All right. So at this point, I just want to take a bio break, and then we'll come back for the score after the break.
Okay,
Sounds good. All right.
Yeah,
See you in
sounds perfect.
what, 5?
Yep.
That means, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm back, just so you know.
Have you played a lot of Blades, Pavel?
Played 3 sessions of Blades, GM'd 1 last week for a friend, and then play 1 session of this Scum and Villainy last week.
How did it go running it?
Didn't go so well, unfortunately. But my group of friends wants to meet and give it another shot, so we'll see.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, the
I
system.
think my wife would like this game.
Yeah, the system unfortunately is mechanically heavy. All those things, when you trick them, flashbacks, help. Just getting some used to.
Yeah.
A light load. Oh my god. I was planning on packing some armor, some heavy blaster this time around. I guess not this time. So,
sorry.
But about the extraction, I totally imagine that our ship is like following with the cloak field, and then when we will call it, it will somehow approach it, and we just need to, I don't know, jump through space to it. We'll see how it will go.
Yeah, it sounds like Chris has some kind of idea too for an extraction.
Yeah, I was just looking through my character sheets, and I have maybe we can sedate him. I have illicit drugs, and we could maybe bring along with us a human-sized crate and some repair tools, so we could pose as mechanics or something like that. And yeah, I don't know, go in there, sedate him, bring him back, like with minimal interaction, and minimize the risk of messing up the social life there on the Star Princess. Was it called Star Princess?
Yes,
Star
Princess.
Yeah, that was just an idea. I mean, we are a bunch of fairly violent scum. Maybe not villain, but scum at least. I'm not sure. That was just an idea. Do you have any others? Any other cool approaches we could?
No, I just been thinking. I think along the same lines as Pavel. Like, if the ship was close enough, if we could get into 0G suits or escape pods and jettison, fall back to our ship.
That's cool.
But
yeah, I'm totally thinking something epic, like commandeering an escape boat or blowing up an airlock, and then just doing a flashback with having a spacesuit there at the ready, and then just jumping to our ship. Something like very pulpy, very Guardian of the Galaxy style. Unless we want to do it more grounded a little bit.
I don't know. Do we have to specify it now, or can we kind of figure it out?
No. I think it would be good to think what we want to aim for, but then it might change in the process.
So I'm gonna say, like, you guys start out in the bar area of this cruise ship, on the first class deck, and you've managed to get those of you who are doing the front work for this. You've managed to get an audience with the Professor Professor Remus.
Remus. I like it.
Yep.
And he's interested in the artifact that you brought to him, that you acquired, and he's interested in looking at it. But his bodyguards are not allowing him to be separated from them. He's just gonna look at it in the booth there with the bodyguards watching. Just to make things more interesting, which one of you would be most likely to notice this? Who's got the highest study? Let's see.
Got a 1.
That's more than me.
More than me too.
0.
None of us really are good at studying.
All right. So you're in the booth with the professor, with the 2 bodyguards standing outside. If you think so, there's a booth, there's a table with seats, and you guys are sat there.
I can't imagine there's 4 of us in the booth.
No, like I said, the people who are being the face of the group would be having the meeting, and the others would probably be else in the room. So I think the most likely would be Vandal would be probably one of the social types. So
yeah,
I totally think that it should be Zokar and one of you, because Zokar has the artifact. So
also Zokar is really not going to blend in.
Yeah,
totally. I think the other 2 blend in. Actually, it might be worth me blending in. It's going to be sort of consort to blend in.
But we are up to you. If you want to head
near my gambling table, looking like I was gambling, then I can offer assistance and blend in. I don't know.
If you want to handle the cursor artifacts on your own, sure.
What about Zach posing as float? Sorry. What about Zokar posing as a sort of I don't know, monk, or like some sacred protector of
Yeah, that's what I was leaning for. I have this outdated religious cloth. I would completely stand out in the zone, like completely. But I can bring the artifact.
But I mean, you could be hidden in a room somewhere where I'm just brainstorming here now. Like if you were hidden in a room with an artifact, we could say that we have a guardian.
Zokar hidden in the room. This can't go. This can go well.
Tell you what, I'll come with you to trade the artifact and offer an air of respectability, and also act as your translator.
Yeah. So we've got Vandal and Zokar in the booth with Professor Remus.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 2 are watching from maybe another booth with a line of sight on that one.
Standing with a uniform, very proper, not very military, but more like an officer's uniform, private uniform. Drinking champagne, trying to socialize with some respectable people in a corner.
and the two bodyguards, they're like stood outside the booth, to each of the rows of chairs. And the highest study out of everybody is Critus. So Critus, they're in conversation with the professor there. That's one of the one of the waiters is approaching the table with a tray of drinks. You notice like there's an exchange. There's he gives a sort of to another group of men that are in another booth, line of sight on that table.
Oh. I assume we do have our communicators with us.
I assume so.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. Then I'm going to say, guys, we're not alone. I think someone else is about to make a move here.
We're at what position?
Right,
yeah, I'll report the table full of guys. Are they sort of like across the room from us?
Oh. If you think, like there's the professor and the two social guys are here. You're maybe about here, and then they're in another table over here.
Okay.
So it's like a sort of triangle sort of thing going on.
All right. Should we go engage them?
Are they preparing themselves for hostile activities?
Well, here's what you've noticed.
I believe so.
You've noticed here's what you've noticed. You saw the waiter towards Zokar and the professor's table with drinks. Like it gives a worried glance to these guys. Like there's some sort of exchange of there's some sort of glance between them, meaningful. And it's about as you're giving the Zokar and Vandal the warning, the waiter comes up to the table and says, "Your drink, sir."
Zokar,
Professor. You do?
Zokar just looks at the waiter and says in his language, "Thank you. Now leave us." To the waiter, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So the waiter sets down the drinks in front of those who ordered them, which was definitely the professor. I don't know if either of you guys ordered a drink as well.
No, not me. Yeah. Just standing there with the token glass of champagne.
Yeah. Don't let him drink anything. This waiter is shady.
I will take the artifact from Zokar and pass it across the table to the professor. You should see this side, and as I do, I will knock his glass, or at least try to knock his glass as I try to show him that side of the artifact.
Excellent.
Okay. Oh, what would that be? Well, you tell me.
Skulk or scramble? Probably skulk. It's sort of sleight of hand, so it's skulk.
Skulk sounds good to me. Yeah.
Okay. Let's just roll it and see what happens. Yeah, it didn't bring up a box. I did. It just brought a box behind the character sheet. Risky or desperate? Can't imagine this is controlled.
It's not controlled. It's risky. because his bodyguards are right there if they think you're making a move of some kind. Right.
Okay.
Effect wise, I'll say
He's
stand.
hardly going to drink it if it's
standard.
spilled. Okay.
Yeah.
No bonus dice.
Oh.
Time for push yourself, maybe.
It's too late for that.
Yeah, it's too
Oh,
late
all
for
right.
that.
So you do that before? Okay. Oh.
Just trying to think. Okay, so I think what happens is actually like he sees you coming, going to make, like he sees you moving the artifact towards him and sees what's about to happen. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, clumsy me.
So yeah, you lose that opportunity. And he looks over it from the angle that you indicated. He's got the glass in his hand now.
Who's got the glass in his hand?
The professor.
Ah, right.
I don't suppose you can do anything with the force or whatever it's called. I'm being hopeful here.
The way. Yeah. I'm trying to think what could Zokar do with this thing.
I have.
I would like
don't have any.
I would like to resist this consequence for Vandal, but basically he's like going to grab the glass before Vandal pushes it off, and I suppose like making the glass with drink just fall to the ground. I'm not sure if it's worth to stress for me using the way ability, or can I just resist it? I just push the glass with my mind.
You're resisting a consequence at this point, so I would say you have to make the resistance roll.
Yeah. So what I'm basically doing, I will just I imagine that I just push the glass with the way, just telekinetically, just push it off the table. So am I resisting this with prowess?
Well, what does the way come under? I think it's.
I thought it was
a tune come under.
A tune comes under resolve.
So you're resisting with resolve in this case.
Can go horribly wrong, but I guess I'm doing it. Yeah, like I said, can go horribly wrong.
You resist it, but you're taking 4 stress for it.
Yeah.
Oof.
So not even a movement of a hand. There's neither of them catch the glass. It just falls off the table, and Zokar just like not like slam his fist on a table, but like puts his hand with slight force. Like, Professor, we need to focus on this artifact. Now it's not time to drink.
Nice.
Oh dear. How rude.
Professor, it took me a long time to find you, to get to you with this artifact. I know, I heard about your views about the misuse of the artifacts by the cults in the hegemony, and I need your opinion about this artifact and what should be done with it. I have some more artifacts in my room. If you have a moment to study them.
That's definitely going to be a roll.
I'm totally
So-
hoping like we can do it both ways, because Vandal is like translating for me. So maybe we can do like a team action of me saying, but him like correcting this word to be a bit more persuasive. Maybe so maybe this can be I don't know, a team action on a sway.
You may not want my help there. I'm not very persuasive.
Well, I can lead a team action, no problem. We can just do it with a sway and.
Okay, but I'm
I
rolling
don't know,
0 dice.
What do you think, Vandal? How should we do it? Because I have no sway as well, and this is definitely sway. I can't make any claim for it to be anything else than a sway.
What about command? Could you insist that he come back to the room with you?
I still have no dice in it.
Oh,
It does
If
sound
you
rather
were-
dubious.
If you were to take that approach, I would say it would be limited effect.
Limited effect for command or for sway?
For command, it would be limited effect, because at that point you're being very
Rude.
yeah.
Yeah,
You will be with
Gone
us.
very well to it.
yeah. I'm totally thinking of a sway here. So Vandal, how should we do it?
Either of us can roll. It's not worth a group action where we've both got no dice in it. We just end up burning through.
Cool. So maybe I'm doing and you are somehow helping by translating it and trying
That
to
makes
put more
sense, yeah.
nicer words.
Yeah, that would be consort to translate, I presume. But I'll assist. It's an assist on a sway, I guess.
Yeah. So
You have a die.
You-
You have a die.
plus one die, and I believe you take 2 stress for that.
1 stress resisting.
Okay.
By the way, how much gambit do we have in the pool?
It resets to your default, which I think is free for you guys.
It's
I think it's-
free if we have
Scoundrel.
scoundrel.
I'm a scoundrel.
Ah, okay, cool.
No, I think what's the? I think it was free because of an ability that Donna's scoundrel had, but I don't know if
It's the default scoundrel ability, I think.
Yeah.
okay.
So we,
Free gambits then.
it's worth a gambit on this one.
Yeah. I wanted to push myself, but the result will be the same. So yeah, I'm going to spend a gambit on it. So yeah.
So it's 0 plus 2 dice.
Yeah.
Not too
So
bad.
what's the position and an effect, Rob, on it?
Can I just ask a question before we proceed?
Sure.
The troop of potential threats that I was keeping, that me and Krytus was keeping an eye on. What are they doing while this is happening?
Well, so after the glass shattered, you see the two. I think there's. Let's say there's 3 of them, and they start like they turn towards each other and start like muttering, having some sort of conference between them.
I had the impression they were sitting at a booth together,
Yeah.
or are they standing up? They're sitting at a booth. Okay, right, good. Please continue.
Right. So yeah. So did you make the roll for the?
Nope. I'm
trying
still
to
waiting.
persuade-
I'm still waiting for you to tell me what's the position and what's the effect.
Oh, is there a devil's bargain?
I mean, the only one I can think of is that the security guards will be suspicious of you if you try and persuade them to meet somewhere alone.
That's probably not worth it.
They'll,
Stick with the 2 dice.
You don't have to take that. So anyone can suggest one, by the way.
Yeah.
The only one comes to my mind is that he will go with his bodyguards, so we'll kind of move him away from possible threat of those three guys, but he will still be with bodyguards.
Yeah. So
I think stick with the 2 die.
Okay. So I will not take the devil's bargain. So position and effect.
So you've got the gambit point and you've got the assist point.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 die.
So if you're accepting the fact that the 2 bodyguards aren't going to leave him alone, then it's going to be standard effect, risky standard.
I'm not accepting the devil's bargain.
No. That was the devil's bargain, was that they would be suspicious if you tried to lure him away. What I'm saying is that get him alone is going to be limited effect. If you're just trying to get him away from these other 3 guys with the guards in tow, then it's standard.
Try and get him alone and push for position.
I'll be ready to take on the 3 guys if you make a run for it.
In the middle of a crowded bar.
Wow.
We're scum. We're scum.
It's very complicated, the conditions for me on this roll to understand them. So I'm going to push myself for 2 stress to increase the effect of getting him alone without a guard somewhere else. Is that fine?
Okay. Yep.
So it's risky standard now.
Yep.
Cool. Risky standard. 2
2
bonus die. Rolling.
Come on.
Nope.
Oh, damn it. That wasn't very successful.
No worries. No worries. I'm 1 point from maxing out stress. Nothing can go wrong.
Damn. Okay. So I think what's going to happen is he starts to, like, well, I suppose, and then the one of the guards like puts a hand in front of him and says, "I don't think that's a very good idea." And I mean, it wasn't part of the. You didn't take the devil's bargain. I think it's a fair consequence to say that they are kind of suspicious at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're now in a desperate position, as the guards are now reassessing you as threats.
Okay, I'll stand up from the booth. Make sure the guard sees I'm not going for a weapon. Very carefully reach into my pocket, pull out my genuine, legitimate ID. I don't think you realize who I am. I don't take to this sort of behavior. I'll have you know I'm a noble. And I will show him the ID. I expect better from a bodyguard and a lackey.
Who do you think you are?
You move your hand away from my friend.
I think I know what you're rolling, but
I'm not sure. It's either command or consort.
It sounds to me like you are resisting this consequence, actually.
Well, no, I'm happy with them being suspicious. I'm trying to get them to back away. I accept the consequence that they are now suspicious.
Okay. So, I think you're either commanding or swaying.
I think I'm commanding.
Okay. So, go ahead and give me a. I'll say if you're
I'll just
desperate. So it's
I'll tick my legitimate ID. I'm obviously carrying that.
but it is a legitimate ID, so I'll call it standard effect.
Oh, okay.
Actually, or a quality assigned to that.
There isn't. No.
Actually,
No.
Okay, so it's just standard.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any way Zokar can assist me here?
Absolutely none.
You couldn't say something that would support my story.
I think you see that Zokar is like kind of like really lost in his way, and he did his best and he failed.
Okay, let's give it a go.
Vandal, do you have some sort of communication equipment with you? Have we arranged with that? Because Kratos and I have, and is that a part of our setup? It would make sense to me, as we
Yeah, we all have communicators, right?
I do have a communicator, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is the sort of situation that we should have arranged some sort of emergency plan for.
Yeah.
What do you call it when you make
A contingency plan?
Yeah.
A diversion. I was thinking of some sort of.
Oh, a diversion. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like something that just drags attention to something else. And what do you call
What
it?
if we start messing with those guys at the booth?
What's it going to cost for a flashback to when I tried to hack the ship's environmental systems from our room?
Oh, sounds like a 2 to me, but let's just
2 stress. When we were in our room, there was a ship's computer console there, probably a library console, but I tried to use it to hack into the ship's systems.
Not like it's not a system that you would normally be able to access wrong, and yeah, but it's fair to say that you might want to hack the environmental systems to create some sort of diversion. So
yeah, all I want is the sprinklers. I press a button, the sprinklers go off.
I'll call it 1 stress. Let's call it 1 stress.
Okay, let's go 1 stress for that flashback to me, and let's make a hacking roll. Unaffected by tear. And I presume it's going to be risky standard.
Yeah.
5.
Okay.
Okay. Well, while I'm trying to,
I'm gonna start a clock. I'm gonna call it a 4 o'clock, and alertness.
Cool.
So copy this. I believe on a 2 on a so on a slight complication, it's 2 ticks if I recall correctly.
Yep.
So let's see. Layer, token layer.
It's a big clock.
Side, is it 2?
Right.
And security alert. So you've got so that filled in. And they're all filled in. The ship's security will be retail.
Okay. Well, in that case, in the present, whilst I'm trying to persuade this guy or to step back, or trying to order him to step back, I will quietly just trigger the thing setting off the sprinklers to divert his attention.
Okay.
Hopefully, pad in my pocket or something like that.
So the sprinkler system comes online, starts showering the bar patrons with I'll say it's just water, because if it's something heftier than that, it's going to cause a lot more problems. So there's a lot of screeching and shouts, and bar patrons start like trying to leave the area.
We'll just see.
I'm not stopping yelling at this bodyguard. I'm still. I expect you to back off. It is completely inappropriate as the sprinklers are going off.
I'm taking my sights. I'm taking aim, not not literal, but like I'm focusing on the 3 potential threats to see what they are doing and prepare myself for potential conflicts.
Looking quite agitated. They're standing up from their tables, and at the moment it looks like they're trying to decide whether to make their own exit, or if they're going to decide to just brute force this and take the target down.
So something's going to happen really soon and really quick. Okay.
Yeah, maybe maybe as Vandal tries to talk the security guard to stand down. Let's see how Red and Krytus handle those guys.
Yeah.
So that we can know whether we have clear way to get out from here.
So let's see.
Question, Rob. Is it general chaos here in this area now after the sprinklers have gone off? So if
it is panic, like
it's panic,
it's just
excellent, awesome.
It's just water, but it's like it's a room full of high society types who, this is ruining their evening, and oh my god, what's going on? So they're getting very worked up about it all. And
all right. And if it's as you described, I'm trying to take one of these 3 guys down immediately, like with from behind, like walking up to them, or like in this sort of chaotic, panicked state where people are running to and fro and trying to find a way out or something like that. I'm trying to get up and going to take one of them down with a knife from behind in the back. So a quick takedown, like a lung or kidney or aorta or something like that.
Sure.
I'll assist if I can.
Okay. How are you assisting? Just
I will walk over to face them and say, hey, this is a situation here. You need to leave immediately, and just totally dominate their attention while he's slipping behind them with his blade.
So I'm pushing myself to be unstoppable from behind. So I guess I'm having a fairly good starting point.
Now that we've got the more detailed rules, I think you do need to roll for that ability. Like
Yep.
pushing yourself is it's just giving you extra. I just need to look it up in here just quickly. Nope. God.
There's no bookmarks in the new PDF, sadly. So it's
Yeah,
quite
it's annoying.
hard
So
to
with your
search.
superhuman strength, do you just like push the knife all the way through him, or
Yeah, like I'm not gonna sewer him. I'm not gonna sever him in the middle, like, straight off. But I'm gonna puncture his lung. I'm gonna rip up his ribs and make a mess of it in the back. So hopefully no one won't
it's
see.
just letting you. It's just giving you like the fictional power to do the thing it says. Like it basically gives you more potency than you would normally have for purposes of effect.
It says I can take on a small gang on equal footing in close combat. So like if they're three, I aim to take out 2 of them at least, possible.
Yeah, so it would normally be, I would say, risky limited because you're taking on a gang. But because you've got that, it would be boosted by 1 effect level to standard.
Yeah. So I'm scrapping.
And you still get one of the normal benefits of pushing yourself on top of that. So you can add a die, or you can add another effect level on top of that as well.
And a die for the assist too, right?
Yep.
So is it risky or controlled?
It is risky.
Risky, yeah, okay. And the effect is standard, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. And I roll scrap, which is 2, plus 1 for the assist. That's 3. And what did you say more?
And what are you? So you're pushing yourself to use this ability. So you can still get the benefit of pushing yourself from that as well.
So okay. So here's what I do. I'm moving up very quickly with my knife drawn, but keeping it next to my leg so I won't show any blade to anyone. And I take up a guy from behind, putting my hand over his mouth and just like shove the knife into his back up towards his lung and aorta, maybe his heart if it gets that far. And then I quickly drop him because I expect his shout to be almost non-existent. And then I move to the next one, and I either break his neck or do the same to him with a knife, depending on if he turns around in time or if he faces crit.
You still need to make the roll.
Yep. Yeah. Sure.
Before
that's the action plan at least. So
you're going for a great effect.
Sorry.
Okay.
So it sounds like you are going for a great effect because you can still add an extra die or increase effect as a result of your pushing yourself.
If I'm moving for greater effect, does that affect the whole situation, or is it only...
If you take it to great effect, you take out all of these guys in one move.
All right, then I'll do that. Okay, I'll take cancel, and I'll do that all again then. Scrap, risky, then I take great effect. Is that... Okay, then I roll 2 dice. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yep.
3.
And you're getting an
I get 1 extra
well.
for Critius. Critius helps me. So does that give an extra die?
Yeah, it gives you a +1 die.
Okay, so 2 dice then. I have 2 already. I push myself, but I use the push for a greater effect, and then I get the assist die, right? So 2 die. Is that correct?
1 die. Because assist is 1 die, and you choose to increase the effect twice.
Twice?
Yeah, because you said it was limited.
Right, you've got 2 in scrap, right?
Yep.
You've got 2 in scrap. You got a +1. You got a +1 from Krytus for the assist.
Yep. Yes, and I push
so
myself.
That gives you 3. and then you push yourself, which gives you a +1 effect,
Yeah.
which coupled with your special ability gives you great effect.
Mhm.
So you're rolling 3d6.
Yep. Is that
It's risky, great.
yeah? Risky, great, and 3 dice. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's a good thing too. Well, you got a 4 in there.
Yeah, but you rolled 2 dice too much, so only the first 3 count.
What happened there?
So you rolled 5 dice instead of 3. But
yeah.
we'll just take the first 3 dice, which unfortunately.
That is incredibly mean.
As opposed to the last
5.
two, yeah.
I picked.
Okay.
I picked 3. Why does it roll 5?
So
Maybe a bug.
You probably put 3 as a bonus dice, while you should put just 1 as bonus die.
Yeah,
Because it already knows about your skill dice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So roll again.
Yeah.
I'll let you roll again because.
Okay. So risky. Submit, and then effect. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then just +1 die.
A bonus die. All right. Sorry. So the bonus die.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Sorry. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Much
Aren't you glad I'm generous?
Sorry, it was my bad. I didn't read it properly. Yeah.
You
Oh,
have
by
the
the
party.
way, can we gain a gambit from that?
It's a risky roll, so yeah.
Yay, we gained a gambit.
Cool.
How do we add that? Is that for our team or is it something?
Just add it in the ship sheet.
Okay.
Man, well done. Like Jason Bourne in space.
I was lucky. I was almost making
That goes
it.
from great to extreme.
Okay, so when I roll, just a question now for the following playing. When I add a bonus die, where does that come from?
The bonus die that you got came from the assist from Krytus.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Yeah, okay.
So, well, first of all, you take the 3 guys out because that was what Great was going to give you. But then you also get to do another thing.
I was claiming the two guys, while Krytus was sort of catching
what
their
I'm thinking
attention.
is if you want, I'll say it creates a distraction enough. The 2 bodyguards for the professor, their attention is diverted completely away from you guys to what's going on over there. So you can make whatever move you want there before they can act.
Me or Vandal?
No, Vandal and Solkar.
Alpha team.
Alpha team, yeah.
But yeah, so you go up. Krytus distracts them and is like, this isn't good. You should probably get out of here or something. And then you just come up and describe. Now you can describe how you take them down.
I think I'll let Zokar take the lead on this one.
Well, no. Like, Red 62 can describe his takedown because he got
Chris, that's you.
Yep.
Oh,
Are we waiting for me? No.
Yeah, no, we're just saying if you wanted to describe your epic takedown.
Yeah. Like as I said, I'm moving up towards the first, a quick one in the back, and then moving to the next one, breaking his knee and taking him down with a knife as well. And then the third one, grabbing his arm while Krytos is grabbing for his attention, swinging him around, grabbing him by the neck, and then breaking it like quickly.
All right, and as you do that, there's still like people in this first class bar area that are like shifting about and trying to like leave the area to get somewhere dry. When they see this shit go down, and then suddenly the panic is real. Oh my god! And everybody just rushes towards the door, and there's the pandemonium, which draws the two bodyguards' attention away from Zokar and Vandal. What do you do?
Me?
No, Zokar and Vandal.
Okay.
I'll turn to the Professor. Come now, this is your opportunity. And grab his hand. Start pulling him out of the booth.
Yeah, and Zokar would like follow. He would just like grab the artifact that Professor was looking, pack it, and can't leave this lying around. And we should go. Madness is happening here.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, at this point, you haven't told him that you're here to extract him. So I think you're going to need to make a roll of some kind to persuade him to come with you.
Okay. I think given the way I ordered him around, it's probably a command.
Sounds about right.
You can say something like, "If you want to live, come with me." You know.
Yes. I don't really have the Terminator stance, but
come with me if you want to live.
Get to the chopper.
So what is it? Risky?
Yeah. I mean, no, actually controlled, because his guards are they're going that way to like see what's going on over there and make sure that there's no threat to the Professor. So controlled. He's not under observation by them. Standard, I'll say standard effect, because he's a very he's not a very strong-willed individual.
Okay. I'm not particularly good on this, so let's push myself. Who needs that stress stuff?
Oh, I pushed myself before as well. I'm going to add stress, right?
Yeah, you cost 2 stress to push yourself.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll use a gambit and take that stress. Right, so I'll use one of our gambits. Here we go. 4.
That's good.
Yeah.
Could be better.
Yeah. It's not a 1, and a 2, at least. 4. Oh.
I would definitely prefer to take a mild consequence rather than losing an opportunity.
Just trying to think what consequence that could be.
Potentially heat. I've been seen walking off with him.
Yeah. Okay. So, it's a minor consequence. So +1 heat.
Yep.
I think that's the way it goes. It's minor 1, and then 2 and 3. So you take 1 heat.
Cool.
Where do you add that?
On the system,
And you add it to
which we can't see.
In the faction?
It's in the system and faction status. I think I gave you all access to that.
Oh, we do have access.
Yeah, I just added it. I think. Oh no, what did I just do?
What sheet are we talking about? So I can follow.
System and faction status.
Okay.
Yes, so that moves us to wanted, but I think it will happen. It will all calculate as the result of the mission.
We don't know which system we're in.
Well, we didn't specify that you were moving to a different system, so I think you're still in Breck.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. We're wanted.
Now I see here. All right.
Cool. I can understand that. We've been seen walking off with the professor. Of course, we're wanted.
So
Yeah, possibly.
All right. So that pushes you to wanted, and the track clears.
Cool. Oh no, there's a bounty on us somewhere.
Yeah. We'll have to stay off the rooftops now.
All right. So you tell the professor, like, okay, now's the opportunity. Let's get out of here. He gives you like a sort of owlish blink stare for a moment, and then it's like, oh, right. Yes, let's go.
I'll pass him my fine clothing, well, my cloak, so he's less professor-like and more nobility-like.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. Let's head out the back that we've scouted earlier.
We're a little bit behind, I guess. But
So speaking of you guys, as they're leaving, the two guys that were guarding the professor are coming over to where you are, and they're seeing this carnage that has happened over here, and then they just look at you two, and there's a stare off between you. What do you do?
Good. It gives me a minute to recover from my PTSD. I mean, I've seen some shit, but this was really traumatic. This was carnage. This was butchery.
Get the honor to go first, Critus, if you want to.
Like, these guys are playing for keeps.
Is there something to save? Ooh.
I've got no words. There's two of them. There's two of us. I'm obviously with a highly qualified, bona fide, stone cold killer. So I feel like the odds are in our favor, and I'm going to draw my own blade and attack the nearest guard.
Okay.
Awesome.
Red 62, are you assisting?
Of course I am.
Okay. So you get a +1 dice to your action roll.
All right.
And Red 62, you take, I think it's assisting.
1 stress.
1 stress by assisting, sure.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was supposed to do a stress.
Do I only claim that that I assist, and then in this case, Critus describes what happens, or
Critus is the one that's taking the action. So you just say how you're assisting him, which
yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go for disarming any of them and restrain one of them, if possible. But first disarm, then restrain, so he can work his magic on them.
I think disarming them would be an action in itself.
All right, but I mean, like, if that's my aim. But otherwise, I'll try to restrain them or get in the way. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I think okay, not disarm, but I get in the way and.
So you make yourself the bigger target, basically.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
All right.
Okay, so this is risky. Is
No,
my
well,
effects?
no. You need to tell me what action you're rolling, which I can assume, but I need to know.
Okay. Scrap.
Yeah. Okay. So scrap. It's risky. There's two of them, so I'll say standard to take down one of them. Great to take out both.
I will do.
So you're on standard right now, and you can upgrade to great if you want to take out both of them at once.
And that would require a couple stress points.
Yes, or I think it's is a devil's bargain just for. Yeah, so you can get extra. You can get an extra effect if you make a push yourself.
Okay, I'll do that. So that becomes great then.
Yeah.
And then one bonus die.
One bonus die.
And I submit. Ah, man. Well, that's unfortunate. I scored some kind of a cheap dinner at Denny's instead of the killing attack that I wanted. This is terrible.
So you were going for your sword, and I mean in this case it's what they're going to do is they're going to one of them some sort of extendable baton sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like smacks the sword out of your hand.
Oh, great.
And then you will also take because it was risky standard.
Risky great.
Well, it was risky great, but for purposes of the
good
complication, it's a risky is all that matters. So yeah, you will take 2 harm, cracked ribs as he jams the thing into your.
I'm trying to get in the way, and I'm also bodyguard. So can I resist that?
Yeah.
Well, before you do that, can I use my Devil's Own Luck for that? It says specifically to resist the consequences of blaster fire, but could I use it to resist a melee attack?
Let me just look at that ability. If it does specifically say that, then I think it's really just for blaster fire.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only for blaster fire or pushing yourself in or running from trouble, and you're doing none of those, so.
No, I'm not. Yeah. Oh, all right.
All right. So Red 62, you're getting in the way.
Yeah, I'm getting in the way, and I'm not sure how to work with this. Please, I'll be glad with some help.
If you're resisting a roll on behalf of someone, so you roll 1 extra dice on your resistance roll. Resistance roll in this case would be a prowess roll. So you just roll prowesses on the sheet. You just click prowess, and that will roll
1 bonus die,
and then you add +1 to that. And basically you're that and you're suffering 6 minus the highest die, so you're suffering 1 stress. And I think let me just check your let me just check that ability again. 62.
So when you protect crewmate, just with 1d.
So you're going to take harm. You clear stress. So you don't take any stress actually, because you would clear 1, and you're taking one, so that cancels out.
Mhm.
And you're going to be taking level 2 harm,
Mhm.
cracked ribs as the this actually let's call it a stun baton sort of thing. So it's actually
Yeah.
like you're actually getting a shock from it. So it's
A question there. I have I specify in my background that my armor is sort of implanted special dermatological microplating or something like that. Or rather,
Okay.
not that specifically, but my armor is something that I have that's been integrated with implants in my body. So could that balance out the harm, or is that
Well,
much of a
basically what you would do is you would mark off armor in your load,
Mhm.
and then the armor absorbs a point of that damage for you.
Yes. All right, I'll do that. I'll take 1 armor point, and then I'll take 1 harm, I guess.
Well, thank you.
Is that okay?
Okay. So
Sparks
yeah,
of fire.
so you're mildly shocked.
Mm-hmm. I'll just write that on the number 1 harm. Mildly shocked.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
if I get it correct, I have 2 boxes of 1 and 2 boxes of 2, and then I have 1/3 harm level. Is that correct?
So there's 3 levels of harm. Basically, if two different types of two different instances of level 1 and level 2 harm.
Yeah.
You can
All
take
right.
1 instance of level 3 harm, and if you don't have a harm slot available to put the harm that you've taken into, you take a higher level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
So
that's fine. It builds up. Yes. All right.
So that didn't work out. So so Crisis has been disarmed. His sword just was scattering across the floor. You know, in the water soaked room. Red 62 takes a sort of stun baton in the stomach and just goes for a moment.
Staggering, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you do?
Crisis is maybe the most able guy at the moment.
Well, I would say you're the one that was just stuck in the stomach with a stun baton. So what are you doing about that?
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, if I'm not incapacitated by it, I will of course act on it, and gonna kick the shit out of him with my reinforced fists. So with one hand, I'm trying to just what do you call it, backside him with the backside of my hand. I'm just gonna slap him with the backside of my fist. See where it takes me.
Nice.
So I guess I'm bent over the baton, and then I'm like, boom! I'm throwing my arm up towards his head. So I'm scrapping.
Yep. Okay.
Is that risky, or what could it be? Desperate?
I would call it at this point desperate.
Sure.
And let's say standard.
Mm-hmm. All right, and no bonus die?
If anybody has any devil's bargains, I think my devil's bargain would be that you would take another tick to the security alert. There's probably going to be reports at this point of a fight breaking out in the bar.
Would that mean that increased heat?
No. So there's a clock on the map here, and once it hits 4, security is going to be swarming the ship and trying, walking down any suspicious activity. So it's going to be harder to get around.
Yeah, I'm not going to go for that. I'm going to just stay with the risky standard scrapping.
Okay.
Hits. Okay, so I roll.
Right.
The good news is that you get experience to prowess.
What do you mean, Paul?
You roll this desperate roll, so it gives you XP if you when you roll one of those. So.
Nice. So I just tick one of those slots, those slates.
You tick prowess. You tick one of the slots in prowess because that's what you rolled on.
All right.
So at this point, I don't want to say you don't do it. So you do it, but so you're going to take out one of these guys, but the other guy's still there, and he's going to attack you from the side from with let's say some sort of martial arts, like.
Yeah, that's fine. Come on.
Oh, you're going to take another desperate roll, actually.
Sorry, what was that? Take another
roll. So the harm you're going to take from it is level 3. So here's what he's going to do. He's going to try and do like the whole in the martial art movie where they go and then choke, close the windpipe.
Yeah, sure.
He's going to try and do that.
My reinforced windpipe. Sure, come on. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I have an ability, Battleborn. You may expend your special armor to reduce harm from attacking combat or to push yourself during a fight. So I can expend my special armor. That means it's not left once I expend it, right? So it's gone.
Yeah. So you'll see on your sheet there, it has like under armor, it has another slot for Battleborn. So you just mark that off to reduce the harm.
I'll do that. I'll take both of them, I think. So 2 levels goes into one into armor, one into Battleborn. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I only take 1 level of harm.
Winded, I think, is going to be the.
What's the mechanical implication of being mildly shocked and winded when it comes to level 1 harm?
So
is that tags?
If those it says next to the harm level that it's on. In this case, if it would affect your performance, you'll be at lesser effect when you're making actions.
Okay, so like greater effect would be normal, for instance.
So greater effect would be standard would be limited.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. Good. I'm learning these rules a little bit better now. Playing, so that's why I asked. Great. Okay, so I took two harm into my armor, and then one more level 1 harm. Okay, good.
Have you got heavy armor?
Yes, I do.
You do. Oh, very nice.
But like armor is like once you use it, it's like used. It's not like permanent. Unless I'm wrong.
It's just that standard armor only absorbs 1 and heavy armor absorbs 2, if I remember correctly.
So if I have ticked now 2 armor on my equipment, that means it's used and gone. I can't use it more. Is that correct?
Yeah. You can't use it until the next operation. Like
All right.
All of the gear that you've used will reset to a score. And when you assign your load limit for the next score, it'll be available to you again.
Okay. And the armor next to my harm, that's more of what's that about? How do they differ? One is the equipment size, and the other one is the load.
You should tick the 2 armor boxes when you use your armor to indicate that your load has been taken. Whereas the armor that you have armor, whereas the armor tick under stress indicates you've used it to absorb stress.
All right. Okay.
So,
cool.
Fictionally, the one on the right says you've got it with you, and the one on the left says it's actually damaged.
All right. Cool. That's fine.
For the sake of getting on with things, we won't worry about who got 2 armor out of that. So.
No. All right. Good. We're coming with a light load anyway, so I won't elaborate more on that. All right, cool. Yeah, I think I'm done this action.
No. Like he's. I think you can just tick 2 to say that you have that much armor.
Yeah, so I've specialized. I've noticed. Yeah, tick them off under equipment, or items. Yeah.
Okay. So, left. That's the guy that's just like tried to, choke you basically. And he's he just sort of flinches backwards as soon as he realizes that didn't work and is getting into a fighting stance. And he's going to start circling. Krytus, I'll let you and you help out with this. But first, we're going to go back to quickly Vandal and Zokar to see what they're doing with the professor right now.
Having got through the door, lock it behind us. I'm then grabbing the professor's coat. Right, I'll imitate him. You get him to the escape pods.
Yes, and Zokar would like call on our AI was Arya. Arya, get the ship on the position. We will be taking a shuttle soon.
Okay,
moving into position.
Okay, dressed as the professor, I'm going to walk very publicly past every security camera I can see on the way to the shuttle bay on this ship, while Zokar takes the professor to the escape pods.
Okay. All right. So I think that's a role that you're going to be doing.
Okay. Being publicly visible is consort, so I will go with consort. What is it? Risky, desperate, controlled?
Consort, you say, huh?
Yep, I'm trying to be publicly visible.
What are you actually trying to achieve through this action?
If there's anybody trying to get the professor, I'd like them to come from me rather than from the actual professor.
So it sounds like you're doing a setup for me trying to escape with the professor, or are you doing a separate action?
Yeah, good point.
Because I'm just
Yes,
trying to
but
put it into ongoing fiction.
yeah, it's definitely to allow you and the professor to get away. So yeah, I guess it is a setup action.
Okay, so we'll just say. So to be honest, I don't think consort is the best for this. Consort is like dealing with your connect. You know, it's interacting with your connections, your heritage, your background.
Okay, let's go with command. Would command work better? I'm trying to be publicly visible. I'm not sure what being publicly visible is. Trying to go in front of all the cameras, etc.
I mean, I don't want to tell you. Yeah, I don't want to tell you what to roll because I'm not supposed to. But
Scramble kind of says to position or away from danger.
Yeah, but
you
it's
kind
not...
of are trying to position into being perceived as professor.
Okay, I'm going to go with command. I'm being visible. I'm being the center of attention. Maybe command.
Okay.
What's the position in the...
I'll say it's risky because you're taking a chance.
Yep.
And it's limited effect because I mean it sounds like you're not really I mean, to be honest, the perfect one for this would be Sway because it involves disguise and clothing. So you're basically just trying to, you know, you're kind of overacting in this case, like I'm big and important and I'm totally this person.
Yeah, that's okay. If I interact with people, can I go for a desperate standard?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. I will make sure people remember me. By being the professor and incredibly rude. So, desperate standard. I'll push myself on it. And what did I roll?
It's like the difference between like a Oscar-winning performance and just being a total ham sort of thing. So,
yeah, a 5.
Excuse me while I shut this up. Right.
That wasn't Alexa, was it?
Well, I suppose if it's the Google voice, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So desperate standard, but I'm gonna give you 3 heat.
3 heat.
Yeah, because you're being very visible, and you know. You're selling it in the moment. You're selling it in the moment. But when people think back and they're like, oh yeah, there was this guy and he was well, no, it wasn't the professor actually.
Okay, I'll take the 3 heat. Or we'll take the 3 heat.
The heat is stacking, the party is split, I've lost my sword. But other than that, things are going pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any particular barrier for you for Zokar, for you and the professor to the escape pod.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be able to get there and get out without any trouble, I think.
Okay. I imagine that Zokar on the way would explain to the professor, So, Professor, we are extracting you so that you can spread your knowledge about the misdoing of hegemony and mishandling of the artifacts to more people. So be still. We are getting you out of the situation, and we will work with you. And let's go for the idea that on my way out, I'm just like taking the blaster pistol and shooting out the fire alarms or some different like fireplaces, so that more people will like rush the escape pods and stuff like that. And maybe the escape pods here are like for 2 people. So I'm just communicating, Arya, pick up us from this particular escape pod, and me and the professor are going to get into one and eject ourselves from the ship so that Arya can pick us up.
Okay. Sounds like a thing you should roll for. You're basically making a disturbance to increase the chaos.
Yeah, kind of. I imagine that maybe it will actually, when the fire alarm goes out, I'm hoping that it will be easier for the guys to also just get to the escape pods and for us to pick them up. So yeah. So can we count Vandal as this was a setup for my action, or are we doing this two separate actions?
Vandal was doing his as a setup, so
yeah. So I think I'm using Scramble because it says getting into position or far away from danger. So I think I'm doing Scramble as an action.
Okay. So I'll say risky. Actually, no, because Vandal's running distraction for you. So I'll say controlled. That would be the improved position.
Mm-hmm.
And standard effect.
Yeah, I'm really debating whether to use Gambit on it or not because I have only 1 die.
You gained 1 Gambit back, so I think you've still got 3 in there.
I think someone used it, so we are down to 2. So
I used one of them, so
yeah.
Okay. You've still got 2, so there's 1 for you, and then there's 1 for the other guys if they need it.
Yeah. I will use this Gambit and roll my Scramble. So position is controlled, effect is standard, and I'm taking 1 bonus die, and I hope for the best. I guess not this time.
Okay.
You have to take the safety interlock off.
We're heading for the escape pods. I think as one of the security personnel happens upon you as you're like trying to access the escape pod, like open the doors, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing there?" I'll get back to you. So go back to the fight. Still standing. And Krytus and Red 62, what do you do? This guy is he's settled into some sort of like fighter pose. He's getting ready to square off against you.
Well, we don't have any interest to stay here fighting him. We have what we want, right? What do you say, Krytus?
Yeah. Do you want to split?
I mean, yeah. Let's. I mean, we could knock him out, but we don't have to fight him. Spend unnecessary time here. What do you say?
That sounds great. What's your idea?
Yeah. Okay. Like, stand back, or you will not survive this.
Oh, so you're trying to intimidate him, basically.
Yeah. Come on him into.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will assist by drawing my blaster.
There's 2 of you and 1 of him. So I'll say it's risky, but great effect if you succeed.
Okay. Risky. Great. Let's hope for the best. Bonus die. 1. Is it?
1
for assist.
It's for command, and then for assist you get a +1.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Whoa! This guy wants to go home. Literally, his wife just had a baby.
And we have another gambit.
Okay.
Wow, man, nicely done.
Yeah, that was like. I've had a few good rolls today, actually.
So it's that moment of like, you know, you lay down that ultimatum. He stares at you for a minute in this like martial arts ninja pose, and then just goes, just legs out.
Wow.
All right. Good job, Courageous.
Good job, Red. Man, I almost left myself. That was well said. Let's go join the others.
Yeah, let's go. I guess we
Okay, and
take
back
off.
to Zolkar.
Yeah.
Back to Zolkar and the professor. What are you doing over there?
So Professor is like already in the escape pod, and I'm just outside, and the guy comes from behind, or the guy is like at the escape pod, and we have to get through.
I'll say yeah. You like get the you usher the professor into the escape pod, and the guy, as you're about to get in, is like, "Hey, what are you doing?" So
yeah, I'm like slowly facing him with the pistol like hidden as I'm turning, and it's like hidden on the side that I'm turning with, and I'm just like, what does it look like? There are madness going around. We are escaping from the bandits, and then there's just Alex shoot him, and get into the pod as well.
Oh man, this is that collateral damage they're always telling us about in the rebellion.
So I think you're going to be wanted level 2 by the time we're finished here.
Level 3, probably.
Yeah, it is completely possible. So I guess I'm buttering whether I'm scrapping, whether I'm still scrambling into position of right away. But basically, my intent is not really to like shoot him dead. I just want him to like hide behind the corner so I can like close the door, get inside, and just be ejected. So,
nice.
But on the other hand, I'm using a blaster. Scrap of opponent, physical combat, assault, brawl, fight with melee weapons, or wrestle. I guess I'm scrambling to a position or away from danger.
Okay. It's risky standard.
Risky standard. Yeah, let's go for it. I wanted to go for it, so I'm taking 2 stress, which makes me go over my stress limit. So I guess I will like faint while I'm inside the escape pod.
There's 2 gambits left,
Yeah, but I wanna get some trauma for the last session.
Yeah, I mean, I know you said you wanted to start with trauma, so what the hell?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm pressing myself to get an extra die, and I guess like we'll see if I get into the escape, but I will just like faint off. But so far let's roll. Scramble, risky, Standard, 1 bonus die. Yeah, somehow.
Nice.
Good, good.
Way to hustle.
Okay, so I'll say, yeah. Okay, so you do that. You talk to him. You're distracting him, and then you draw the gun and fire and send him into cover. Dive inside the escape pod. Hit the eject button, and it just gets jettisoned into space. Where the AI of the ship will pick you up, and you probably just sort of like settle into like a sort of trance-like state of shock, like whew, that was intense sort of thing.
Yeah.
As you're leaving, the guy who was who just dove into cover goes for breaks the glass in the compartment on the wall and presses a button. A security alert starts.
Sorry, guys.
Boy.
I just made your exit a little bit more interesting.
Sorry, did I miss that? Did the scientists do this?
So you guys,
Stressed out Predator might have his generated a security alert.
Yeah.
so back in the bar where after the guy has just run out, leaving you, you just have a moment to process that actually worked when suddenly there's a whir, whir, whir. What do you do?
Let's run because unless you can think of a plan B.
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
And I'm gonna transform this into a new clock.
Into a what?
Which is,
Into
I'm gonna,
what? Yeah.
I'm going to change the security alert clock into a corner clock.
Where can we see that?
On the main screen,
somewhere.
roll 20.
That's okay.
Okay. I have a lot of windows open here.
For a moment, I thought you said nuke clock, and I was thinking, explode.
Oh, did I mention that's my plan B, guys? Yeah.
Corner clock. Yeah, all right.
All right. So you guys, the bodyguard is just taking off running, and now there's a security alarm going off.
Oh, shit. Okay, so do I have far?
What do you do?
Is it far? Are we far away from the escape pods?
Yeah.
A few corridors down. Past
I mean, I think because they're an emergency feature, I don't think they'd be too far from areas where the passengers would be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like the fire escape. You don't want it to be difficult to get to. So.
All right. But there are gonna be guards here anytime soon.
Yeah, the guards are on alert now, and they know something is going on, and they're going to be more on their guard and more likely to stop you and try and.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
If Kratos has his blaster drawn, I'm gonna draw mine too, and then I'm out of gear. Unless the knife takes one slot, of course. Doesn't
Melee weapon.
So okay, so that's one slot. Okay, then I'm out of slots. That makes sense though.
All right.
But
So
hold on. Yeah. All right. What? If I remember Blades in the Dark correctly, there were two boxes of gear. One that I always had with me, and one that I could pick from. Like, is that the same here with the top section and the bottom?
The ones. So if you look at your sheet, like on the myself actually, so
Please load.
things, yeah, items in italics don't count for loads. So if there's an item on there that's like in italic font, you can just have it, and it doesn't. You don't need to for it.
All right. But dagger, as I specified before, a blade.
So blade.
All right.
Just
I
a
added.
little box, isn't it?
So you have Sunder, a fine vibro blade. So it would be.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm going to tail Kratos on the way to the escape pods. As I have a bodyguard tendency, so I might as well just protect our backs when running there.
Okay.
So you better
Sounds
keep
good.
your eyes open.
I'm an ace scrambler, so yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay. So, Titus, make an action roll to try and reach the escape pods.
Is that a team action?
Can I assist?
Yeah. I think Red 62 is assisting as well. So, +2. Remember to mark off a stress for assisting.
Sure.
So this will be a scramble then?
Yep. Well, I mean, if that's what you're rolling, yeah.
Yeah. Would this be controlled or desperate?
Right now, with the alarm going on, I'd say desperate.
Feels that way, yeah.
But I will say standard effect for now.
Okay.
Because they haven't, the guard, the alarm just went off, so the guards haven't had enough time to mobilize. So you're not going to be cut off right away.
Okay. Sounds good. One bonus die for Red watching my back. And let's see how we do. Well, not so hot, but now seems like it might be a good... Oh, shoot, did I do this the wrong way? Was I supposed to use that first? Is the Devil's Own Luck something?
Devil's Own Luck, let me double check. Crisis.
I think maybe I was supposed to use that before I rolled.
Yeah, spend your special armor to resist consequences of blaster fire, or push yourself when taking, your way, talking your way out of or running from trouble. So yeah, you would have had to use that for the roll.
Shoot. All right, I should have asked. That's on me.
That's not good.
So I think you're making your way towards the. You do it. You're making your way towards the area. But I'm gonna reduce the effect, so it's limited. So you don't make it all the way there. And the corridors, they are filling with security personnel. So I'm gonna mark another 3 slots in this.
Oh man.
Damn it. 3 slots.
It's desperate. So
But you take experience to prowess on the good side.
Oh, is that right?
Both of us,
Yep.
or
Cool.
yeah,
Only the
Just
roller.
rolled.
only the main roller.
Mhm.
So
so does that mean we need to take a detour, or
it means that there is the corridor behind you is filled with security personnel who are right on your tail. They haven't cut off your way ahead yet, but you can hear the sound of footsteps coming from the other direction. So they're going to box you in if you don't reach the escape pod access soon.
Red, does your special blade cut through metal?
does it? It might do if I put some power behind it. I'm not sure.
Just thinking maybe
What
you
do you
could collapse something in their way behind us. Just an idea.
Let's see what it says.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, guys. Remember that you can always resist consequence, so you can like say that you're resisting, that they are not following you or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not following you, Paul. Could you please?
So
When
you could reduce the consequence of the failed roll by making a resistance roll.
And the failed roll was led to you taking off more slices in the corner.
So in this case, I would take one slice less. I would take one slice off that.
Yeah. All right, I'll do that. Okay, so when we pass into a corridor, I find a sort of a section in the rooftop where they've done some recent electricity work. So I'll take my vibroblade and I'll just grab a bunch of cables that are visible, and I just take my vibroblade and just slash them off and hope for the lights to go out, or some sort of maybe if it's maybe it's not electricity, maybe it's pressure liquids or something like that.
Steam or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, your idea is good. It'll be sparking or steaming or in their way.
Like that. So what do I roll for that?
So you would roll your prowess.
Okay. Any bonus die? No.
Okay.
no problem.
So you take no stress.
All right.
Cool.
So you slice open this pipe in the ceiling. Steam juts out, gushes out of it into the corridor in front of the path of the security guys, and you hear as one of them gets it full on in the face.
Oh, jeez.
When I make a resistance roll, and does that mean that no, you can't? I can't make it desperate or anything like that. It's more of a generic roll. Is that right?
No, it's a resistance roll, so it doesn't have like. It's just you do it. It's just how much stress you take in the process.
All right. Okay. Good, but no stress in this case. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right.
Nice.
So that's pushed them back. There's still the footsteps from the other direction, but it gives you an opening to make the rest of the way towards the escape pods.
All right. Okay,
Where
let's
am I
hit
at this
it.
point?
Hurry up, Kratos. They're behind us.
So
Come on.
you were heading towards one of the shuttles.
Yeah.
Is what you said. So what are you doing? You're in the shuttle bay.
Are the alarms going off at this point? I presume they are.
Yeah, the alarms are going off. There's security personnel seems to be more on edge now. So I'm assuming it's like a shuttle, like some sort of shuttle service to go off, off the ship and maybe do some sort of tours of the local space, sort of thing.
Okay, is there a closable door on the shuttle bay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try and close that. I'll try and find whatever system will close it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to look for an environmental suit.
Right. Well, so give me a roll for the closing the doors.
I'm guessing that's probably hack.
Yep.
Okay. Position.
At the moment, the security is focused in the escape pod area because there's activity there. So let's call it risky.
Risky.
Standard.
Okay. Oh, not great. Not great at all. That one.
So the security system appears to they appear to have noticed that there was a previous hack to the system, and they have changed the codes, and it's going. You could still do it, but it's going to be harder. It's going to take you more time that you don't have.
I'll give it a go.
All right, so it's desperate, and same effect.
Desperate, same effect. Okay. I'll push myself. Oh, not great.
Yeah.
Go 4 though.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'll expend my special armor while I'm at it. You may expend your special armor to resist the consequences of hacking.
Okay. So instead of taking 1 tick to this clock, which I've got here, you'll be taking 1. Instead of taking 2 ticks, which I was going to put down there for that, I'll give you 1 tick. So basically, in some security room somewhere, there's a guy saying, somebody at the desk is reporting, we've got unauthorized access in this shuttle bay, and the guy's just saying, okay, shut it down, shut everything down. And then there's we cut to partition doors.
Well, that's what I wanted.
Getting what you wanted, but it's not great for everybody.
That's probably true. That desperate roll's just knocked me over on XP, so I'm taking a level of rig.
Nice.
Yeah. Not quite sure how, but trying to hack the system, I suddenly learned about engineering.
So back to Zokar and not Zokar, sorry. Back to Red 62 and Krytus. So you guys are still running down this corridor with the steam pouring in behind you. The guy's scream cut off as his face melts off. And then up ahead of you, you see suddenly one of the pressure doors that would normally come down to like compartmentalize the ship in an atmosphere breach is just coming down and is about to block your path. What do you do?
It's not supposed to happen.
Okay, so I can activate my servo engines and almost getting strength that verges on the superhuman. So I might as well try to use that. Is there a question first? Is there a chance that we could make it and slip under, or is it or is that chance out the window?
No, the chance is there. You've got a chance. It's basically like Indiana Jones sliding under the doors. It's shutting.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go for it, Kratos.
All right.
Right.
Let's do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm behind, so I guess that I'm the one that gonna be stuck if someone gets stuck.
Oh
But
man,
what do we
that'd be
roll?
bad.
What do we roll?
It's up to you.
Skull,
What's your scramble? Is your scramble 1?
Yeah, what's that? I need to look at my sheets here. Scramble. Rob, what's the difference? Or Pavel, what's the difference between scramble and
Skulk is like hiding in shadows and trying not to be seen. Scramble is just mostly like all fast movement actions: climbing, running, swimming, diving, maneuvering into position. So it pretty much is scramble to me.
Yeah, scramble's your parkour, and skulk is your sleight of hand and subtle movement.
Yeah.
Stealth.
All right, so I power up my servo engines in my joints. So it's a low frequent whining sound that starts behind when we see this. And I mean, like if Krytos is the first one, am I assisting him, or how does that work?
So there's two ways you could do this. There's two ways you could do this. Like I'll say, because Krytos is like the higher, I think. Actually, let me just make sure I'm not wrong about that. So Krytos doesn't have a higher scramble than you, but he does have a special ability that would let him here. You may it's odd. Okay. So there's two ways you can do it. You can either one of you makes the roll and one of you assists, or you can both make the roll and call it a team action.
Interesting.
I have no idea. I just know that I just know that I could sort of use my strength to maybe hold the door. Maybe.
Why don't we go for why don't we try this team action and maybe it'll allow us to bring in all of our things.
Mm-hmm. So it's lead a group action. So you'd roll. Each person involved would roll for the action, and the best single roll counts as the result.
Oh, great!
But the person leading the action would take a stress for any 1 to 3 result rolled.
Okay.
Okay. So how does your stress track look like? What does your stress look like?
I'm good. I'm good on stress.
I'm half stressed.
Yeah.
So halfway up. But okay.
I think to be honest, the leader group action makes more sense in this case because you're both trying to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're...
All right. So roll for scramble. What's the position? Desperate.
Yeah, desperate.
Yeah. And then effect is
great. If you get past, and they can't follow you because the door just slammed in their face.
All right.
True.
And then bonus dice.
So I want to use my devil's own luck here. So does that give me a die?
So you can. It says you can spend your armor to push yourself. So I don't know. I'm assuming that means that you're spending that, and it counts as pushing yourself rather than you actually having to push yourself. In which case, you're taking stress anyway, and it seems pointless. It's like, why aren't you just pushing yourself for it?
Oh yeah.
A question there.
Mhm.
Is it with this roll that I push myself to get the superhuman strength, or is it afterwards when trying to stop the door?
You can do that for this. You can
Right.
do that as part of this action. I'd say.
Okay, so if I push myself, I get 1 bonus die. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Oh, good. Oh no.
4.
Right. Yeah. So I'm reading your Devil's Own Luck ability here.
I got that.
It says push yourself. It says of pushing yourself, but you don't take the stress.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
So you spend your special armor, and you can treat it as if you pushed yourself, but you don't take the stress for it.
Gotcha.
All right. So
Cool.
overall, that's a 6, and you didn't roll a 1 to 3, so you don't take any stress for that. Yep. So you guys just screech. I think maybe it just misses the top of one of your heads by like an inch.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
awesome.
It only took me 4 rolls
Well
to
done.
finally pull out 6. Yeah.
Well done, credits. Get up. Move.
All right, and then you guys just pile into one of the escape pods.
Yeah.
Disengage it from the ship, and you fly off into space. Vandal.
Guys, I really need to quit. I'm sorry. I really need to quit here. I must go up in a little bit more than 5 hours. So I need to.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Yeah. Push it. It's way past midnight here.
We're almost finished. So,
Is that okay?
Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you, Brian.
I'll get you to do your XP next session.
Yeah, sure. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the night, guys. I had a good time.
Thank you.
It was awesome. Have a good night.
Bye. Good night.
And you.
Good night. All right. So, right, Vandal. I don't think there's much else for you to do here. Like, you just need to commandeer one of these shuttles and make your exit.
Yeah, I will commandeer one of the shuttles. I'll grab the one that looks the most robust, because I've got a feeling I'm going to be crashing my way through the hangar doors. And I will try and get out of the ship as fast as possible. Do I think I've got time to open those hangar doors?
Let's say it's like Star Wars, where like there's not really a hangar door per se. It's more like there's a field that's keeping the atmosphere out.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll leap in the nearest shuttle, ideally one that's not going to be in it, and try and pilot my way out. I have no piloting skill, but let's give this a go. I'm fairly sure that nobody wants the last gambit, so I'll take it.
Yes, please.
And I may as well push myself as well. So I've pushed myself and I've used the last gambit. So let's pilot with a bonus of 2, even though I have no piloting skill. Helm. Position.
Controlled. Great effect.
Oh,
Like if you manage to pull it off, you're well. I mean, you're saying you don't really have any helmsmanship, so let's say limited actually.
oh, hang on. I'll go back and rechange that. Okay, I've got 2 bonus dice. So controlled, limited, 2 bonus dice.
You can make that risky if you want to be better effect.
Yeah, okay. Do it again. Helm, risky, standard effect, 2 bonus dice. Ooh. 2 and a 4. So 4.
Let's see. Gaius. Let's say you can do it, but let's say there's not a lot of, the ship was in the process of being refueled. So you're not going to be able to keep the ship. You're going to have to like dump it and rendezvous with your fire drake, which you haven't renamed yet.
It's terrible luck.
So you basically you're gonna have to like abandon it, but you'll be able to rendezvous with the fire drake and make your escape.
Outstanding.
Oh, should I resist that?
I mean, the fire drake has a shuttle of its own. If you're really worried about that, but
yeah, I'll make it to the fire drake. That's fine. Okay.
Well, it wasn't quite as smooth, I think, as we had all envisioned in our heads, but it went pretty well. I feel sorry about the guy with the burns, but
I'm kind of curious as to how much heat we've just managed to generate.
We broke the bank with heat.
it could go smooth, but the dice were not in your favor.
Imagine the news. A group of terrorists attacked the Norwegian Stellar Queen.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was going to say. So,
that was awesome,
I think we'll move. So, just to explain, like the aftermath to you guys, Krytus and Red 62, Zolkar, your escape pods were all scooped up by the fire drake, basically in the cargo scoop, and put in the hold, where you're able to exit and safely retake control of your ship, where you then navigated to the rendezvous point where you picked up Vandal, and then you make your getaway. Roll 4 because, oh god, I've had enough rolls today. So in terms of payoff, I mean, I think the professor will pay you some money for helping him get out of there, because that he was looking for an exit from that situation. So let's call it 4 cred.
4 cred.
4 cred job.
That's 1 cred each.
Yeah.
We are poor as horrible.
If not for us, he'd be dead.
Can you add a cred to Chris's sheet for us? And we'll add a cred to our own sheets.
Yeah, we have to like decide whether we want to pay 2 for the upkeep. So it's actually 2 credits if we pay the upkeep.
Okay, let's just put 2 credits in the Fire Drake and we'll pay the upkeep.
Okay.
There you go.
So
yeah.
I've put that up to 3.
Okay.
You've gained 2 creds, and you just spend the rest on your upkeep. Let's deal with heat now.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say starting completely quiet, others blamed. Nope. Smooth and quiet, low exposure.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Contained, standard exposure.
No.
No. Loud and chaotic, high exposure.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh boy. Yeah.
+1 heat for or well-connected target or wanted in the system already.
He was high profile.
And you were wanted in the system.
No, we weren't at the beginning of the
but you were
job.
wanted, basically you're wanted at the point we're doing this. So
okay, right. Well, +1 anyway for the high profile. So
+1. So that's 5. Add +2 heat for killing or massive property damage. Let's see. 6. Okay.
7.
7.
You didn't damage a gate, so you don't get the +3 for that. So 6 overall.
Yeah, that's 7.
7. 4 + 1 + 2.
Yep, 4 + 1 + 2.
4 + 1. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 7.
Cool.
So we are wanted 2 heat 2.
Yeah.
So you see, Brian, you got the best.
4.
Yeah.
5. Oops.
So you got us at the best, at our top performance.
We are
Great.
wanted to heat 2. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we can talk with those guys in the bar with that were hassling Luke. You should watch your step. We're wanted in 4 systems. Yeah.
I've got the death sentence in 4 systems.
Yeah.
That will be
I don't
awesome.
like you. My bionic friend doesn't like you either. Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like they've changed the way entanglements work here.
Okay.
So I roll 1 dice, and I consult the result in the column equal to the wanted level you now have.
And we pray you don't get a 6 followed by a 6.
Yeah, that makes sense. That'll come up. Okay. Downtime. We're gonna leave that until the next session, I think.
So just
Sounds good.
And
I'll follow along on the
we can do
Google Chat
we
thing.
can do XP now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with for ranks not here. Zokar.
Yeah, kind of. I was completely out of my element this session. I didn't roll
You
any.
addressed a tough challenge with wisdom or the way. Not really. I don't see it.
Nope.
Well, you did try. You did try to use the way to.
No,
you did. You did use it, but you did use the way to tip the glass over.
Yeah, but it was a resistance, not a tough challenge. I wasn't the one making the roll.
Fair enough. Expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I mean, it was you were dealing with a artifact of the precursors.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I was dealing with the artifact, and here I expressed again that I'm a awake creature as I was trying to as I move the glass out of the professor's hands. So it would. So I think it would count here. My background. I use my mystic background to even like get to him and pretending who I was, that I was having the artifact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd say I'd give you plus 2 XP for that.
Yeah. Struggled with issues from Vice, no. Trauma, no, because I just got the trauma.
Yeah. And you'll need to decide what for that. I already took reckless. Okay.
Of course. Next session, guys, get ready.
Okay.
Okay. So moving on to Critus. Well, I mean, you're for another session, but let's do it anyway. So you addressed a tough challenge with charm or audacity.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Yeah. I did use my my heritage and background quite a bit.
I think audacity counts for also for like fighting somehow. I have to check the meaning of audacity.
Audacity is like, you dare to do something. So
That's true.
Well, you did blindly attack the 2 guards that were watching you, these 2 bodyguards. And you did kind of help in, but...
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think, Robert?
You have to defend it.
Ultimately, it's up to you guys. It's up to you whether you think you marked that condition or not.
I think I marked the second one. I mean, the first one. It was 2 against 2. I don't know how audacious that is. But I definitely used my my fighting and my running.
All right. So say 1 XP for that.
Sounds good.
Okay. Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. And you're saying you think you did that?
I didn't really have it was in my notes, but I don't know if I necessarily had a chance to to describe it. I think I described it more during the downtime when I first met Zokar. I was talking about how much I hate the hegemony. I don't know if that counts or not. It was during the session, so I don't know.
Give you 1 for it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And struggled with issues from your vice or traumas? Not really.
No. Well, I'll probably have nightmares after watching Red take those guys apart.
Red gets bonuses for addressing things with violence, doesn't he?
Yes.
He's going to get XP for that.
Yeah. So, Vandal.
Yeah.
You addressed a tough challenge with deception or influence? I think you did.
I think I did both. I think the scene at the table was all addressed with influence.
Yeah.
And then pretending to be the professor and providing a diversion was definitely deception.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so say 2 for that.
Okay.
You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I think at least 1 for that.
For my heritage, definitely, because I use the idea of the person that I used to double as, the person who I'm a clone of, which obviously was genuine ID with a picture that looked surprisingly like me, because I'm a clone of the person.
That's right. So that was the story on that. I was curious. That's cool.
Yeah, I was created as the clone for a noble, so that I could take fire and be a very effective body double.
Sure.
But abandoned as dead.
So Gaius, Gaius is the name that you were given by them, yeah?
No, Gaius is something I've adopted because Aaron, who is my non-influential friend, but the person I'll get on with, is the genuine noble who looks surprisingly like me, or I look surprisingly like him.
Okay.
So the Valorum would have been his name, so he would be Aaron Valorum, but I've adopted Gaius.
And you're called Gaius, and you're just given the same family name.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's 3 so far, and I don't think you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas.
I didn't know.
So we'll call that there. So 3 overall for you. And that's us for this week.
Let's do the fire drake.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna my dinner's ready, so I'm gonna let you go. But I had a really good time, and it was good meeting you guys. If a spot opens up next session or the session after that, just ping me, Robert.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I appreciate the chance to have joined you guys.
It was great.
It was awesome.
Bye.
I mean, are you RSVP'd on the waiting list? Because
I am, yeah.
Okay,
If
so
anybody drops out or whatever.
You should get a ping from the email if a spot opens up. But I'll get in touch with you otherwise as well.
Okay, sounds great. Thanks again, guys.
All right, see you later. All right. So, do folks want to do roses and thorns before we go?
Let's do the fire drake XP, the crew XP.
Yeah. Keep forgetting. I think characters have XP, but the ship, okay.
Oh, you've turned all roboty. Oh, sound quality is just diminished horribly. We'll make it to the end of the session with a robot.
Yeah, well.
Yes, we can hear you slightly better now.
Your quality has improved again, yeah.
Okay, so let's go through the crew advancement. You execute a successful job that opposes hegemonic dominance.
Definitely. We got
sure.
Someone with some good evidence.
So that's 1 for that, because it was just the one job. Contend with challenges above your station.
I don't know. What was their tier?
For the guy himself, I think you were dealing with okay, spoilers, you were actually dealing with the House Malclave.
Oh, well above our station.
Yeah.
Is that worth 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. I'd say this was definitely daring.
Can we develop chaotic?
If you want.
Yeah, I was thinking about brutal, maybe.
I think there was complete chaos. I think chaotic works well. Brutal, possibly, yeah. Brutal works well.
Yeah, so I guess we did develop a new, and it was kind of daring as well. After all, they've seen us use escape pods, cause fire alarms, hack plenty of stuff, shoot the security forces.
Okay, so I'll put in the reputation chaotic / brutal question mark. And you guys can decide that next session with other folks.
Okay. Do we get XP for that as well?
Yeah, so you get an XP for that. I think you get 2 XP for that.
Wow. So
we 5 XP.
So we get a level, and we are 1 on a new level already.
Well, hang on, we still got the last to express the goals.
And express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
I'm not sure we really expressed any goals or drives, but we were showing a sort of gelling of the crew. They were beginning to work together as a team. Possibly 1.
Okay, I'm starting a new clock here in the ship. called Unassigned Advancement.
Cool.
So I'll just put one in there.
Mhm.
So you've got that to spend, and then so that was 1, 2. So express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
Potentially 1 because we were beginning to gel,
Mhm.
and there were times we were cooperating quite well, and we actually had the beginnings of like a plan, which was definitely an improvement on the previous one. But there wasn't a lot of conflict, and we don't really have any clear goals yet.
So 1 for that overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got 1 advancement to spend, and you've got 2 more XP on top of that.
We're not at war with anyone yet.
Let me make a note
That
here.
we will see next session because hard to say.
Forged in Fire.
Yeah, Fortune Fire is really interesting.
Well, Sympathizer doesn't really work. We haven't really been out there selling any ideology. Natural enemies, we haven't got a natural enemy yet.
You're not at war with anybody, but you do take a -1 status with House Malclave.
Yeah.
And probably whoever runs the cruiser, because they have us on their security cameras and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nobody thought, like, I wanted to do something about the Spark of the Rebellion, but then I was like ejected, and I was hoping some of you would do something about the Spark of the Rebellion.
If you want to take training in a couple of things.
Yeah, if you have one more session, like, I'm not even sure how important it is.
So I think you guys should probably wait until you've got the everybody together to make a decision about this.
Yeah, I'm not making any decisions at this stage.
Yeah, I agree.
I just try to think which of these factions would be most likely to own a cruise ship that they would. Yeah, just making a note. -1 cruise ship owners.
Starsmith Guild? Now we are producing stuff.
Yeah, they would have built the thing, but they wouldn't be the ones running it.
Yeah,
probably.
Factions.
Sorry, I don't know all of these factions by heart, so hard to say.
Yeah. So, let's see, 750. So, we'll want to do roses and thorns. We can do that and then call it night.
Okay.
For a thorn, and this is really stretching, I didn't feel we get. It would have been nice to get more sense of feeling of the ship where it all took place. It didn't feel like a real place, probably because we didn't explore it in enough detail. Maybe a little bit more sort of description of where it was happening. But that's really a stretch because the rose is almost the entire session. I love the fact that at no point did anybody negate anybody else's ideas, and everybody gave everybody else space. I thought that was brilliant. So as overall, I thought the session was brilliant. Yeah.
Okay, overall, no overriding ideas. Okay.
And I like the fact that whatever we suggested, you ran with. It was great.
My turn?
Yeah, thorn, rose, yep.
Hard to say. I feel that the session was quite disjointed. Like, I don't know. I feel I didn't get to do much. Just a couple of actions. I think that the mechanics is really bogging us down. Christopher was describing his action 3 times in a row. It was very weird. And after all, yeah, the mechanics are somehow getting in the way. Discussing the stuff. I feel like I've just like went from the booth, then run the corridor, and I was out of the action for the next hour. Couldn't really connect with the action going on forward then. So it was nice that you ran out with the idea, but apparently Zokar didn't have much to do today. Hard to say. Yeah, I'm also not really sure if we did assign the damage correctly. Because I think armor worked only once. Christopher, I think, used it twice. But that's just a detail.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. I mentioned, do you have heavy armor? Because to use it twice, you need to have heavy armor.
Yeah, there's no heavy armor in this version, I think.
Right, okay.
Just like one armor.
Yeah, in that case, it was a definite misunderstanding there.
Yeah, and these 2 boxes are actually not to be used. The second box is when you are playing the Cerberus crew, then you get 2 uses of armor. But we are not Cerberus, so he can only use armor once and not twice. Even though there are 2 boxes. At least that's my understanding. I might be wrong.
It's my understanding as well. Unless you have heavy armor, you can't tick the second box. So,
yeah. A shame that Chris isn't here. I really like his poetic descriptions of butchering the guards. There was some poetry to it. I really like Vandal going like with hacking stuff and pretending to be who he was not. Yeah, that part was good. I think I'm talking too much. I should probably hit the bed. So yeah, that's from me, guys.
All right. Good night.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Do you have something for us, Robert?
Foreign. You guys needed to roll so much better.
We can't do that.
Rose, you guys came up with I had ideas for stuff that you could do as a job, but you came up with your own plan and ran with it.
Cool.
Yep.
Right.
So have a nice week and see you next Wednesday for the last session. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Robert. It's been great. See you in a week.
Bye.
Right. See you next week.
Okay. Bye.